Tom, it's Rachel here from Jurassic Site B, and I'm here to talk to some of the Jurassic Park Motorpool Division members about their JP vehicles and their love of Jurassic Park. Joining us today is my husband Ben, who has Jeep 27, Dan, who has Jeep 20, Bill, who has Jeep 35, Phil, who has Explorer 05, and Gary on the end there, who has Explorer 04. So, I'm asking this question to all of you. Before we talk about the Motorpool itself and your vehicles, my first question to all is, why do you love Jurassic Park so much?
I'll kick it off. I love everything about Jurassic Park. My favourite thing about Jurassic Park though is the facilities and the two islands that they're based on. So I love Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna for different reasons. I love the theme park part of Jurassic Park and the idea that that place could really exist. And with Sorna, I love the mystery behind it, the work village and the bits that we don't see, you know, what happened there, what was going on, and what happened when they all had to evacuate. So yeah, that's my favourite thing about the films.
I think it was quite a groundbreaking film for the time it come out. You'd had dinosaur movies with stop motion dinosaurs and things, but getting to see them real and big, it looked like they were alive.
Okay.
So I think the attraction was there. It was a different film completely from what was coming out around the time. So I think that sort of appealed to me then, which is why I went for it, really.
Yeah, I love dinosaurs as a kid, so like you said, to see them kind of come to life, because the CGI still stands up now, and like Ben, you said, the science is explained at such a level that you could almost believe it. It's like, why has no one done this before? Like, that could actually happen.
Yeah.
So that was really exciting. So yeah, seeing it as a kid and then seeing this whole kind of, you know, childhood thing of dinosaurs literally coming to life.
How does it go?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, just coming to life was very, very exciting. So
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for me. It's one of the earliest movies I remember as a kid, like the big ones in the 90s, Independence Day, even Star Wars. It's one of the first bits that it was like the movie magic, and I got so entranced in it. Watch it when the sequels came out. Everything about it was just like printed in my brain.
Ingrained.
That's it. Yeah. So from there on, I was like, you know, one day I may grow up, but I'm still that little kid inside who wants as many Jurassic Park things as he can get.
Yeah. Pretty much the same as you guys. It's actually, I saw it on the big screen when it first came out, and it just stuck with me straight away. You know, the amazing technology that it had back then.
Yeah,
which was pretty groundbreaking.
Yeah, it was a real impact when it came out, wasn't it?
And it still is.
Yeah, it still holds up actually.
When
to
you're out,
loads of recent films.
When you're out in the vehicles, kids automatically know the logo.
Yeah.
They know what the logo is, what it's associated with. You know, it might not say Jurassic Park, but it's like dinosaur truck or something. They know.
I think it's so in pop culture that even if someone hasn't seen any of the films, they still know the logos of the vehicles, even if they have never seen it. So
they're aware of it.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. When did you start to build your Jurassic Park vehicles, and how long did it take you to get to the point that you're at now?
Well, my Jeep was actually a gift from you, an amazing gift back in 2018 for my birthday.
She's a keeper.
And I mean, I opened the box, had the Jeep key, and I hadn't quite clicked at the time, even though I'm looking at a Jeep key, and then it drove through into the driveway, and that was it. My legs went. And I had this. It was moss green at the time with chrome all over it.
Classic.
And it was a beast. It was very bling. And that was the start of the process really. Just stripping it down. Pretty much everything came off it, and everything new went. Well, not new, but you know, second-hand new came along, and a lot of the stuff had to come from the States because you know it's all of those, the right rims and the right different bits and pieces are all in the US. Not much of it's in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really the start of it for me.
Yeah, similar to us. We one of our members, Richard, who lives in Texas now. I first saw his Jeep at an event in Southampton, and seeing it, I've always been into Star Wars and various types of costuming, things like that. But seeing a movie vehicle, it was kind of like, well, that's the next logical step. And meeting Richard and talking to him, and you know, him giving me information and things like that, that's progressed me on to do it. And I've always loved Jeeps. I've always been around that sort of vehicle, and to do it and incorporate it into a film that I love. It just kind of made sense, really. And that was about nearly 7 years ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the Jeeps from the film. It's one of the most iconic movie vehicles I've seen, and I went on holiday to Aruba in 2018 and rented a Jeep for the time I was there. So I was driving around going, oh, this is really fun. That was like, just getting to drive a Jeep was fun, and then started thinking, I wonder if you could make a Jurassic Park Jeep. So I kind of did some Googling and stuff, and obviously found the Motorpool, and I went, this is a thing, people do this. And yeah, from there, so that was 2019, I think I bought my Jeep. Spent about a year getting all the parts, again from America, just trying to source everything. I wanted to get it all kind of together. I knew I wasn't going to be able to paint it myself, so I had to get all the bits and pieces together and then get a paint shop to do it all. And that I found them quite local, which was good. Obviously, COVID hit, which slowed a few things down, but mine got painted about 4 months ago, so round about 18 months to get it all done. But it was a long time. Felt like a long time.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, mine was quite recent as well. I got mine sort of mid last year in June. And then it was like, because it was an old car, I was like checking it over, make sure it is all going to be okay before I embark on a project. And luckily it was, I got a good one. The booking into the paint shop was probably the longest because I had delays from the COVID thing as well. So it didn't get all painted until end of last year. And then I had to book in the graphics, find the right place that could do the vinyls and the patterns, and then get a few more repairs for last MOT and bits like that. But overall, the year's gone quite quick, but over the winter you're not going to do much with it anyway, in a way. So I was glad that up to about last month I finally got it all ready to go and out there. And I've only been driving it around town for a little while, and it's already like a little famous celebrity car. So you pop into Argos Morrison's, it's like, oh, you got a Jurassic Park car as well, even if I'm not in it, because you're quite regular at the petrol stations as well, I guess. But
I'm actually on my second Explorer. The current one I've got, I've only had it 3-4 months now, so it's a fairly recent build. Still loads to do on it. As always, they're never finished.
No.
You're always trying to get more accessories on there, but it's always a work in progress.
That's
right.
But enjoyable work in progress.
Oh yeah, labour of love.
Absolutely.
So what's the hardest thing about the build? What's the hardest part that you've had to find?
For me, it was the rims, to be honest with you. The original rims. I looked everywhere, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. I just could not get hold of them, and I was thinking about getting them from the US, and just by chance a set of 4 popped up on eBay from a guy in Middlesbrough. So I just went straight in, got them, managed to find the fifth, the spare wheel a bit later on, but that was definitely the hardest thing to find. They seem to be so rare.
Hence
exactly, even in the States they seem to be pretty rare, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was the hardest thing for me.
I think it's slightly different for me because of the time difference of when we built our Jeeps, because the rims for me was one of the first things we got. It was relatively easy. We just literally got the Jeep, and it had I think they were like pepper pot type wheels on it. Awful things. And we found the rims pretty much straight away, so that was just a straight swap. We were lucky to the point that the tyres that I needed were already on it, so it literally was swap the old rims for the new rims, done. The things we struggled with was things like the half doors, the side steps, because you just couldn't get them for love nor money over here. Where now, sort of 5-6 years on, some of the guys that have recently built Jeeps have found that more relatively easy to get because they're suddenly available.
Yeah.
Whereas when I got my dashboard, the whole dashboard in the Jeep, which like the correct colour, that was easy for us. But now people just can't get them. So for me, it was sort of up and down. You know, what you found hard, I didn't particularly find hard. But then what you found really easy, I couldn't get.
Yeah.
So I think it's when you time it.
Timing.
It's literally, if we all went in together and all done it at once, we'd be laughing. You know, everyone would get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What sort of experience?
I was like you. So yeah, the rims for me was quite easy. The winch I thought was going to take forever, forever, because again, coming up with original Rep 6000 winches is so difficult. And just got lucky that someone else in the Motorpool had found 3 of them, like over in Japan.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm shipping them over. I was like, are you now?
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ramsey did their run, so they might get a bit less hard to pick up. But yeah, I think that was the thing. I was like, I'm just never ever going to find one of these. It's going to be forever.
Yeah.
But kind of got lucky on that.
And what about the Explorer? Is that?
It's a similar pattern because it was the rims as well at first. Because when I bought mine, it had the old 3-spoke chrome Explorer wheels, which looked nothing like the 1993 ones. And it was only straight after I bought mine, like after when I got it from auction, I looked around and thought, oh, hopefully there's something around there. And lo and behold, in UK was someone selling the 4 teardrop style wheels with the centre caps and all good tyres for £200. And considering that when I got mine, I needed to get 2 new tyres anyway, which would have been like 180 or something. I thought, hang on, get the wheels, the centre caps, and tyres for £200. £50 shipping next day. And I thought, you know what? It was meant to be that I got this Explorer in the end. Because I searched a couple of weeks after and never been able to find a similar thing. But otherwise, when you get the paint job and the graphics done, to get the initial build, the other bits like roof bars, spotlights, you can quite source. So I think it's a bit easier than Jeeps because the Jeeps have a lot of cool kind of accessories and gadgets that have from the movies as well. But yeah.
Well, Gary, you've had wheels twice.
Yeah, I was quite lucky with the first one that I built because it was a Mark II, the same as Phil's. But the one I've got now is a Mark III, which was never sold in the UK, which makes it impossible to get parts in the UK. You cannot find anything. A lot of Japanese imports like mine. So mine was originally sold in Tokyo, done 40,000 miles, and then managed to get it over here. There are a couple around, but not many at all. I think there's less than 50 in the UK. So it's trying to find any parts. Most of it's coming from America. Any parts that I need. The only problem is if I want interior trim, it's all left-hand drive stuff rather than right-hand drive.
Oh yeah, that's
so
cool.
It's a whole minefield.
Really, to try right-hand drive one of those. Isn't it?
Good idea at the time.
Yeah, seemed it.
And your vehicle numbers, obviously they're specific to yourselves. Why did you choose your vehicle number?
Well, because I got mine on my birthday, my 2nd of July, so I went for 27. So that's how I ended up with JP 27.
Mine was 20, was my football shirt number.
All right, okay.
So I just stuck with that. I use number 20 for anything that needs a number in it, has always got 20.
All right. Pin number?
It's 2 20s in there.
2020.
Mine was a birthday one as well, so I wanted to get mine done by my 35th birthday, which was last year. So I managed to get it done in the year of my 35th.
That still counts?
Yes, it still counts. So yeah, that was mine.
Mine was, I was always interested in the aftermath of the T-Rex scene from the first film, and seeing 05 survive, I was always like, I wonder what the car's looking like now, because no one's really ever kind of gone back to see it. Like, is it just left there? And I thought, 05, I'm going to go for that Explorer for mine.
Mine was 04, purely because it's the one that got crushed in the film. And my first one I actually built to do a charity drive down to Spain and back, and I didn't think it would survive, so hence I put 04 on it. But it did survive, and someone else in the motorpool drives it now. So.
Yeah,
that's good.
Brilliant. So what's next to do, if at all?
I think I'm going to have to get the whip antenna from the States. I think that's the very next thing, which you just can't get in the UK or in Europe because they won't sell them over here. You have to get like a 2-part piece, which I've got one, but it just doesn't look right. So it's going to be the whip antenna, I think, is the next thing for me.
Mine is my Jeep's to a point where I'm happy with it as it is, but there's 2 things I need. So it's, depending what order it comes in, it's the winch, which one of our Motorpool members has got, but because of COVID we couldn't get it brought in and exchanged, things like that, and the green carpet. That's the last 2 things that I want to do, and I would then consider it done. So it's those 2 things. So the winch technically I've got, but it's in Manchester, and
with ratchet.
the green carpet is somewhere in the world waiting for me to buy it.
Waiting for it to go into your Jeep.
And mine, I think, is the interior, so the dash and the centre console has to be painted. CB radio, haven't got one of those yet, need to get one of them. I'm not too fussed about my carpet. My carpet's a tan carpet, so I might kind of leave that because I like the contrast because it matches like the trim on the seats, it matches the other kind of tan, the door panels and stuff like that. So I might leave the carpet, but Yeah, I want the screen accurate dash is next.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for me, I've got 2 black roof bars which I'm looking to fit and just get the 3 spotlights in there. As much as I'd love to get the bubble roof build, I know that's kind of like one of the big ticket items if you ever to do it for an Explorer, and of course it was never done for the Mark IIs. But I'm happy with having it as it is with the roof bars and the spotlights. And maybe Gary found the wraparound bull bars, one of the types that go with the Mark II. So I'm looking at potentially seeing how that would fit on. Get it all painted black, get the spotlights on that as well. But other than that, just filling it with as many Jurassic Park props as I can when I go to shows.
Mine's just going to be interior, I think. I'm quite happy with the outside as it is. I've got the roof lights and the track sensor to go on the front. They're yet to be fitted. But yeah, then it's just the interior, getting the tour movie on the screen, building the wooden case in the centre. That's the next plan.
Okay. And the next question is to Dan. Can you tell us a bit about the Motorpool and what it actually involves?
Yeah, the Motorpool was founded in America by a couple of guys, and they had a love of the Jeeps and they built them, and then they sort of thought we could make a club out of it, and slowly but surely more members become part of the group. It sort of then started to branch out to other countries, sort of a lot in Europe, and then there was a couple of guys in England that done them. We all fell under one banner, which was the Motorpool, as a worldwide group. But slowly but surely, America being as big as it is in different states, they have different divisions that to incorporate in different states. So Richard, who I spoke about earlier, when he left to move in with his wife in America, he left us with a UK division, first ever. We used to fall under the European one, which we then now wear as we've got the badges and the logos and things like that. So it's basically a club for people to come together and build vehicles from the movie and go about and show them, and go out and have fun in them, really.
So how many members do we have in the UK?
In the UK, the division itself has got 91 members. Out of that, I would say 30 of the 91 members have either got a vehicle that's in a complete state or a work in progress. So it could be they own a vehicle but haven't started to paint it or haven't started to change things. So I would say roughly around 31 members have got vehicles. Out of the 91 members, that's people that have either got an interest in building a vehicle, just haven't started their journey on that build yet, or partners of drivers, things like that. So it's grown quite quickly. Really.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly.
And I understand you've got something arranged in organised in August for people from the Motorpool to come along and members of the public to come along and enjoy the cars and vehicles and so on. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, that's it's a chap that I met. He runs Who Zoo, which is up in Telford.
What's it called then?
Who Zoo.
All right.
It's not You Who.
No.
Who Zoo. He runs that, which is like it's a zoo cum animal sanctuary where people have these exotic pets and they suddenly realise they can't keep them for whatever reason, so they sort of go into the zoo. I mean, they've had alligators and all sorts of strange things up there. And he used to run events where they would do like a dinosaur type event, and he used to invite me along with a Jeep and things like that. But slowly but surely, he's developed his park and he's now brought in, I think it's 6 or 7 animatronic life-size dinosaurs.
Wow.
And we went up and helped out on the bank holiday, the opening weekend for it. And we got chatting to him and said, look, this place is perfect for what we want as a division. Would you be interested in having us along to display the vehicles, help you bring people into the park and kind of work alongside you? And he was really, really up for it. He's so enthusiastic with what he does. And we sort of, a bit of message went backwards and forwards, and I finally said to him, look, would you consider having this as the division's home base, as it were?
Yeah.
Because what better to have the Jeep next to a dinosaur, and things like that.
Yeah.
Which he was completely up for. So on bank holiday August, hopefully we're going to have the the most division members we've ever had in one place at one time, and we're going to display the vehicles. We're going to have sort of unbuilt vehicles where people can come along and see the process of this is what it looks like when you get it, this is kind of what it goes to, this is what it is when it's finished.
Okay.
So it's potentially a really good day.
Yeah, fantastic. So Ben, where can people find out about the Motorpool?
Well, like I forgot the name of the zoo earlier. I also forget the name of all the places people can find out about the Motorpool, but I've written them down on this computer screen. So on Twitter, if you go to @JPMPUK, or on Instagram it's JP Motorpool UK, or on Facebook it's Jurassic Motorpool Park, Jurassic Park Motorpool UK Division, and that's where we are. And you can find out about the event in August and all the other things that we're doing and different members in the group are doing.
I want to ask you, who is your favourite character in Jurassic, in all of the Jurassic?
For me, I have two, and John Hammond for sure, because he's the visionary. He's the guy that put the place together, and Nedry, because I just think he's cool.
Yeah.
I love his Jeep. I like his jacket. I like the way he dies. It's all good. I love Nedry.
That's a bit weird.
It is a bit weird, but it's just such a great sequence with him crashing through, knocking the stock sign over, and then getting attacked by the Dilophosaurus. So
Yeah.
it's great.
I don't know. I don't think I have a particularly favourite character, like out of the because they're all good in their own way. If it was based on looks, I'd say Claire, because she's nice. But
good enough reason.
But generally, no. I think they all fit in the spots that they play in the film. I think they all work well, and obviously you see some of them in the first film. Some come back for the second, then some reappear in the third, and when the new movie comes out, they're kind of all reappearing.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a general. I like the film as opposed to an individual character.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Ian Malcolm for me. I think he's got a much more significant role, I think, in the novel than the film. But in the films, I think I like the fact that he starts kind of not cracking onto Ellie, but trying to kind of investigate what's going on there. He's got more of the funnier lines, I think. But he's also got the kind of the moral backstanding of like what you're doing is actually not right. And he points out a lot of the flaws about the park and stuff like that. So yeah, the role he plays in the film, I think it'd be very, very different if they didn't have a character like Ian Malcolm in there.
Mine would be Dr. Alan Grant. When I first watched it, it was always like, this guy knows what is if I'm going to be going around Jurassic Park, then that's the guy I want to go with, because he knows how to keep out of trouble. But it's also because he has that link between the fossils and the live dinosaurs. So you remember that actually, these are extinct animals, and this guy's a pro. He knows his stuff about dinosaurs, but for people to actually now see them in real life and in this park, it's that sort of link between two worlds, and just seeing how his character was in that one was always interesting to me.
Mine would have to be John Hammond again. It's a man trying to follow his dream, really, much like me with my Explorer. So, trying to get something established, and I'm beginning to get more like him every day.
I've got the beard, just need the white out.
So what's your favourite JP dinosaur?
Well, it's Dilophosaurus. It's coming back to the Nedry thing. Really, that whole sequence. Really, when I first watched that in the cinema, it just, it scared the pants out of me, to be honest with you. But I just loved it as well. I loved the whole sequence, the whole sabotage, and how it spits in his face, and then he jumps into the Jeep, and you think he's okay, and then all of a sudden the rattle comes up, and that's the end of Nedry. So yeah, definitely Dilophosaurus.
I think it'd be the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Just because it's cool and it's big and it's in all of them.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like you got all the human characters. That tends to be the main dinosaur character.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go with stereotypical T-Rex. I think.
I'm Team Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
Same. It was the dinosaur that absolutely amazed me in the cinema. They're just so dramatic with the noise and the frill and attacking Nedry. And I significantly remember being in the cinema and clocking that they'd made it breathe.
Yeah.
So you can see its abdomen kind of going in and out when you see it, and I was like, That captured it for me, the Dilophosaurus.
Mine would be the T-Rex as well. I mean, one of my favourite scenes is the that explorer scene where T-Rex breaks through the fence. But also, when I was looking at the behind the scenes documentaries and footage, like the fact they actually built this thing like real size animatronic.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't do that these days. And there's even a funny bit in the behind the scenes where I think they had it in the studio with the rain coming through and it hit some of the electric. So when everyone was having lunch, the T-Rex kind of started moving by itself. It was like, what's going on? But I think the fact that the actors in the scenes, like, you know, that could be a real fright there because you're seeing this huge, real looking T-Rex kind of unseen, and yeah, that always was a magic bit for me in the movies.
Unsurprisingly, T-Rex again.
3-2.
He may end up
3-2.
killing an
Between the
explorer off,
Dilophosaurus.
squashing an explorer in the film, but he's still the most dominant in the whole park.
I have the Dilophosaurus noise come through when you text me, don't I?
Yes, you do, yeah.
I'm surprised no one said raptors, actually.
Yeah, I
That's
quite like a
pretty cool,
raptor. Yeah, I quite like a raptor.
I just want to put a shout in for the Spinosaurus as well.
Yeah.
Because I love the Spinosaurus. I know JP3 gets criticised, but actually I love JP3. And I remember first seeing the Spinosaurus plane attack, and I just thought it was absolutely amazing. And again, they built that, like you were saying, Bill, they built that animatronic.
Yeah.
And they had to actually move it by night because it was so huge they didn't want anybody to see it because it was like the new breakthrough dinosaur for the next film. And I just think it's such an awesome thing. It just looks so cool. So yeah, just to put a shout out for Spinosaurus.
A late vote is cast.
Yeah.
So looking forward then to next June, fast forward, have any of you got any plans for the Jurassic World Dominion?
Don't know really, it depends where we are with like COVID and stuff like that. I think it would be cool to, what would be really cool is to get all the vehicles together for,
I would say that's the main,
like a premiere.
the main goal for us as a division is
If they ever had like a drive-in movie theatre thing as well to show that, I'd be like,
we'd all be there.
Definitely rallying troops for that one.
Yeah, knowing the original cast coming back for that movie, to have the original cars and stuff there. I mean, I don't know how likely it would be to say, excuse me, Universal, could we drive the people to the premiere in our cars? That would be the dream. That would be absolutely amazing to be doing that.
Yeah, that would be really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's play it by ear, see how things in the world are, in real life, as opposed to movie fantasy. But ideally, I'd like all of us to attend a premiere or be involved in a screening of it or something along those lines.
Yes.
Which is what we're sort of quietly working on behind the scenes.
That'd be really cool.
And what are you looking forward to in Dominion? What do you hope to see?
More Claire.
More Claire.
Claire getting eaten
No,
by a velociraptor.
no eating.
For me, I really hope we go back to Isosaurus. I want to go to Site B again. I'd like to spend a bit of time there, perhaps go back to the worker village and see more of the worker village, the embryonics lab, places like that. It need to be tied into the story in a realistic way or a good reason for them to be there. But yeah, I'd like to see that. That would definitely be the best thing I could see in the film.
I think you're not far off the mark because if you remember at the end of Fallen Kingdom, there's mention of another island, like an untouched island where no one was. So I think the dinosaurs will be wandering around and in America and whatnot. I think they'll be incorporated where they move them off of the mainland and put them back into their own habitat. So it gives it like a happy ending. Because you think the first island was destroyed, essentially, by the volcano. So I think it will take it to a point where hopefully it will wrap it up. I know that sounds bad, but I can't see how you can continue to keep making films on the same sort of thing. I think it needs to have a nice ending. So you've got two trilogies, essentially, and it finish on like a good ending, as opposed to dinosaurs just have McDonald's in America and stuff like that. Bit of afraid to kill us, sort of thing.
I think it's nostalgia for me. I think having the original cast back is really exciting. Any way they can tie the original movies kind of back into it. When they did Jurassic World, the first one, they go back into the original visitor centre and stuff like that. That was incredible. So yeah, as much nostalgia as they can pack in, please.
Along with that, I want to see if there's any cool new vehicles for the world. I think there were like some sneak peek pictures of the some new Jeeps in there or something. But it's like with when Lost World came out, I was fascinated by those Mercedes and the RV as well. And with Jurassic World, seeing the whole new Jurassic World theme park vehicles. So I just love seeing stuff that are linked to what's in the film. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there's anything new as well.
From the sneak peeks that we've seen, we know it's going to be mainly based of the dinosaurs coming into America and running amok around the country, which I think could be quite interesting how they're going to do that. I know there's different terrains they use in, obviously snowy mountains, and so it should be quite interesting, different landscapes as well, seeing how these dinosaurs are supposed to survive in these conditions.
Yeah, it'd be cool seeing them in different environments, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys for talking to me today about Motorpool and everything Jurassic. Where can people follow you and your vehicles online?
I'm at Jurassic Site B on Instagram and Twitter, and on the Motorpool on Facebook.
My Jeep is just, the Facebook page is JP20, and on the main Motorpool we post on there, as well as the UK division. You can find me.
I'm _JP.35 on Instagram.
I'm on Facebook and Instagram at JPEX05UK.
And I'm on Instagram, JPExplorer_04.
Well, from all of us here on Cloud Island, happy Jurassic June, and back to you, Brad and Tom.